Hey there, folks. It is James Ward. Listen, I wanted to make a quick video here regarding the Dart back office, helping you understand exactly how things work. We have had a tremendous amount of questions come in since we went to the real-time feed, which shows every aspect of the business. So it's almost like, we wanted to provide this transparency so you can see everything that happens. But as soon as we did that, it created a lot of questions, right? So I guess it always comes down to the simpler something is, the less questions you're going to get. But that's okay. We did this with the intent to do it right. And what I want to do in this video today is I actually want to log into a Dart back office. It's a demo account, but I'm going to show you exactly how things work inside your back office so you can have a complete understanding. Now, before I even go there, though, I want to make sure that everybody understands something, okay? And even though I've put this out there many, many times in many different ways, if someone's coming to do full velocity and you're wanting to use our technology, in fact, not just our technology, if you're wanting to use any type of trading technology or anything that's going to have your money working in the futures market or trading at any aspect in cryptocurrency, you want to make 100% sure that number one, it is money that you are comfortable being a part with right now. Okay. It's got to be money that you're not going to need tomorrow. You're not going to need next month. It's going to be money that you want to grow for you. Now, if you have an emergency, if something comes up, of course, you can access your funds. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But I want to be clear on something. If anyone comes into full velocity thinking that, in 1 week, they're just going to make this outstanding, return on their money and be able to take all of it out, that is not the way trading works in the futures market, and especially from a leverage perspective. So as people are coming in here, if I was you and I was sharing this with people, I would say, look, you need to know that going into this needs to be like a 6 month type deal, right? 3 months at the bare minimum, 6 months, a year, that you're going to be able to allow this to grow. And you got to remind them of all the reasons why, right? I mean, if you look at a bank's going to pay about 0.5% a day, or not a day, a year. We've had days that are bigger than 0.5%, right? So just being part of our company and being able to utilize our technology just for 1 day, in some cases, is done better than a bank. So we can sit here and talk all day about the benefits of being able to use it, but you should know that by now. Right now, I want you to understand how this thing works so you can have the complete confidence to go out there and share it with your team. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share this screen with you. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so you should be able to see this Dart back office right now. And like I said, this is a demo account, but it works just like any other Dart account would. And we're going to start with just a couple really basic things. And I want to get to the real, I guess, meat and potatoes, if you will, the understanding of what this actually is. Okay. Number one, I want to refer you again to the videos in the full velocity back office under instructions. Dane, one of our members, Dane Rose, did those videos, had them produced, and they are absolutely phenomenal. So if you haven't checked those out, if you run into any issues, that is where you want to go. And in fact, that's where you want to refer everybody to go. You don't want to be a customer support agent, right? You want to be able to get out there and live your life. So there is a place right now that you can send people to that will answer almost any question. Okay. So we're just going to start here really quickly with, I just, because I've had this question come up several times, this auto convert. This is where you can compound your profits from your trading bot if you choose to. If this is set at 0, that means that you are compounding 100% of all the profits that come in. If it's set at 100%, that means 100% of the profits that you are generating inside of your bot are actually going to go to your trade wallet, and you can do with it whatever you want. You can withdraw it, you can keep it in there and let it build. That is completely up to you. But that is the first thing I wanted to share with you. I mean, just hit save here and it's going to activate it or deactivate it. But you choose your percentage. This is your unique experience. Okay. So I don't need to spend a lot of time on that, but I wanted to bring that up. Okay. Next thing here, because I want to make this as short as we possibly can, I want to go through this section right here so you guys have a complete understanding of what is going on. Okay. Now, as you probably know, back on March 15th, that is when we went to the real-time system. And when we went to the real-time system, essentially what we did is we moved from one script to another script. And in doing that, the statistics kind of started over from some perspectives. And if you look at this deposit tab, okay, the deposits tab is showing exactly any deposits that have happened after March 15th. So like if you moved money from your main account to your trade account into the actual trade script, that's going to show up right here. The lower number, this $10, was the last amount that was actually put into the trade script. Okay. So just keep that in mind. The lowest number here is the last transaction that happened as far as deposit. This upper number is the total amount that has went in since March 15, 2022. Okay. So just keep that in mind in the deposits, just in case you get confused. Again, refer back to the videos in the Full Velocity back office under instructions that can help you out as well. Now, if you go to the withdrawals here, you can withdraw anytime you want. Okay. We've talked about this many different times. All you have to do is click withdrawal here. You choose the amount that you want. It's going to tell you exactly how much you can actually get here. Once you put the amount in, it's going to show you exactly what it is. It's also going to show you what the current realized, unrealized profit and loss is, which really I want to lead to this point, okay? Because this number right here, this available balance, is the number that's giving people the most challenge right now, right? They see it and they're like, well, James, remember on the overviews, you talk about the fact that we can get our money. Yes, this is your money, right? But your money is in trading. So what I want to do right now is I want to break down these numbers and give you kind of an analogy so you can understand what this all means and how it is actually benefiting you. Okay. Now, first of all, I want to let you know, like when I started this account, I think I started it with like 500 and maybe $20. Okay. So you can see my balance has steadily went up. My initial balance that I have there. So my wallet balance is now $588.67. So I actually have made money, right? There's more in my wallet now than what there was. Now, my available balance, though, right this very second, is only $376. So you got to be saying to yourself, well, man, this isn't good. I mean, if I needed my money, I can't get it. Remember what I started this off with and said, hey, if you have someone coming into Full Velocity or any trading platform that is trading in futures, let them know that it needs to be a somewhat of a long-term view, right? 3, 6, 12 months, 3 at the very minimum, right? In order to be able to make this thing work, you got to let the bot be able to do what it's going to do. And remember, our bot is a hedging strategy. So let's go over some of this information. Let me give you some analogies to help you understand. Okay. Number one, this utilization, this used to be called unrealized P&L. We're calling it utilization to help you really understand what this means. Right now, this is basically showing that out of my $588, 22.5% of it is in use. That means that 22.569% of the money that I have in my bot right this very second is being utilized in open trades. So like these 96 trades that are here, 22% of my money is being utilized in those trades. So that should tell you right there that we have a very conservative bot, right? Now, this number goes up and down based on trades that are open and trades that are closed. And remember, this is a hedging strategy. So there's always a long position and a short position every single time something is created. Now, what that leads us to is this number right here, this 376. People cannot wrap their heads around the fact that they put in more money than what is showing right here. If they want their money today, it's going to cost them some money. Well, there's a couple things I want to mention to you. Okay. Number one, I think that you're going to see this number regulate back to where it was at, usually around that, let's say 80 to 90%, okay, available balance. You're probably going to start to see things regulate back to that normal level. Right now, I know they've been very high. I've seen this thing all the way at 47%, and that is scary, right? To think if I cashed out right now, I'd only get 47% of my money. That is scary to some of y'all, and I understand that because you have not been in trading before. But as I said, you got to let the bot do its thing. You got to allow it to work out. Now, if you're in a situation that you're wanting to just take your funds, you should not be compounding, number one, right? You should be able to take your profits because those don't move up and down. You can take those at any point that you want. That's number one. But for those of you who are wanting this to have the most success and to be able to build this as an actual, rate of return that can build for you and your family, compounding is absolutely the way to go. But you can't sit here and pay attention to this number every single day. It would be like someone who is saving for retirement, looking at the stock market every single day. What happens is your emotions start to get in the way. So let me give you an example, okay? The way that this works, since it is a hedging strategy, we have what we call leverage or margin, okay? And there has to be a margin ratio that is created inside of this platform. And I don't want to be too technical, so I want to give you an analogy, okay? Let's say that you owned a massive company and you had a sales force, and let's say you had thousands of people in your sales force. And in order for y'all to make sales, they had to travel the world, right? You had some people that went overseas, you had some people that traveled domestically. and they were out, and what they were doing is they were raising money for your company, or they were creating sales or resources, whatever you would like to call it. Those people, that is their job. Okay. Now, your goal for your company is to grow it, right? So, the more people that you have going out there making sales, the more opportunity you have for growth. However, sometimes we know that some salespeople go out, they mess around, they're spending company money, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Those would be called losses, right? But we also have those people that are out there making sales, creating resources for the company. And when they're out and they're doing that, I can't expect them to be in my office doing things as well, right? If you're on a sales team and you're out there and you're trying to create resources or whatever it is for your company, as a company owner, I couldn't expect for you to be doing things in the office as well, right? Because those don't work. That's how you have to think about this from a trading perspective. You want your workers, your sales team out there doing this, right? So this utilization that you're looking at here, this unrealized profit and loss, that amount of money that you have out there working for you, you want it to be there, right? We need people out there building it. And I'm just relating this to your bot and your growth, okay? You want the trades out there happening. If there's not activity happening, you're not going to be able to benefit from this long term, right? So I want you to put this in a perspective of, let's say I started my account with $500. And every single day I come in here and I look at this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe my available balance is only 375. I think it will become more than that, right? Like I said, I think you're going to see this regulate back to like the 85, 90%, somewhere in that range. But right now, let's talk about today. I look at this and I'm freaking out every single day. It's not going to do me any good, right? But if I look at this from a year perspective, this number becomes a lot less important to me, right? Because this number right here is going up over time. So I want you to think about this. If in a year I could potentially, let's say, double what I put in, I may not, right? We may lose money. This is real trading. But if this thing continues the way that it is and I'm compounding and I'm growing it, the potential for me doing that is definitely there, right? So these numbers become less important because I know my account's going up. I'm allowing my bot to do what it's supposed to do. So I want to just summarize with this, okay? Number one, talking about this realized profit and loss. These are the profits that are taken today. Okay. So today we are up 0.1%. Okay. If you looked at the last 7 days from yesterday, I think we were up 2.33%. Not too bad considering the bank, you would have to be with them for what, 5 or 6 years to be able to get that. Right. So it's an amazing opportunity. That was for a week. So we know that the profit and the bot and the technology is working. What the challenge is right now is there's been so much misrepresentation out there, so many people spouting so much garbage that you have it in your head that this should be something that is fixed. This is something that, it's just you put your money in, you can get it anytime you want. There's, all that stuff. You absolutely can get your money at any time you want. But let me tell you something. If you were to put your money into a bank, right? You know that the risk there is essentially zero, but you also know that your return is zero, right? Now, if there was some return there, let's say the bank was trying to get you 10% a month or something like that, they wouldn't let you take all their money. It would be impossible for you to do, right? Because they would have to utilize, keyword being utilization, they would have to utilize your money in order to be able to get you those type of returns. So they would put restrictions on you. We don't put restrictions on you. You can come and get your funds anytime you want. But if you want the bot to be able to do what it's supposed to do, you have to understand that this is the way it works. If you're out there selling this to anyone as a get rich quick scheme, you are, number one, misrepresenting the company, you're misrepresenting yourself, and you're going to have a bunch of people that are mad at you. Okay. You need to be positioning this as an opportunity that people can participate in the cryptocurrency market. We've had phenomenal results. You do have access to your money. If you have an emergency, just know that it may not be the full amount that you put in, but you absolutely have access to your money when you need to get it. You control your own destiny with your unique experience. You can compound it. You don't have to compound it. You can take the earnings if you're an affiliate. You can take those commissions anytime you want. You can take your profits anytime you want. Y'all have to realize we are doing something that has absolutely never been done in this industry. We are giving you real-time transparency with complete liquidity, complete access to your account when you want it. Now, our goal now and our job now as a company is to educate people because there's been so much misrepresentation out there. You just assume that every company is going to screw you, for lack of a better word. You're in a situation now that you are in control, right? You are utilizing our technology, but you are in control of your experience. So as you look at these numbers, I would encourage you, don't be paying attention to this number constantly because it's going to drive you crazy. What we're going to be doing in the full velocity back office is having one snapshot where you can see exactly what the account did every single day. If I was you and I was in this for the long term, that's what I would pay attention to. I would very rarely log in here to see, unless you're just one of those analytical people. I'd be looking at my full velocity back office and saying, hey, okay, we did 0.25 today, or we did negative 2.5, whatever that number is, so you can see exactly what's going on. It's so important for y'all to get this. I know this video went a little bit longer than what I wanted it to, but I want to just remind you what you have your hands on here, and what opportunity this is. This is a low risk opportunity in the cryptocurrency market, in my opinion. And I want you to have a full understanding of this back office. And it's up to us. We have to come together and be able to teach an entire industry of people that have been misled on what the real way is, right? What is really happening here, what you really have access to and have your fingertips on. Our technology is phenomenal and it is just getting started. You realize we have more bots that are coming, more opportunities that are coming inside of our business. So with that being said, I felt it was super important that I made this video. And I hope you got a lot of value out of it. So make sure to take a look at it, share it with your team, and let's help people understand what real trading looks like. Remember, you want your sales team, in that metaphor, you want your sales team out there working for you, right? If they're not out there working for you, your company's not growing. So in other words, if your money's not working for you inside of our technology, then it can't be growing, right? You have to get comfortable with seeing that number move if you're going to be in futures trading. It's that simple. So thank you so much for your time. I hope that you have a great day and I hope you enjoy this video. Bye-bye.